Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Let's try this again. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Marketing Monday. My name is Chanel E. Martin, and I am your host for Marketing Monday. Marketing Monday is a weekly show that we do to help authors, brands, entrepreneurs make more money selling books, make more income, make more impact, income, and influence. Y'all, I got a little bit of a hoarse voice, so I just want y'all to roll with me. Today, we are going to be talking about how to cash in on your story. So, I have about 3 quick points that we're going to go through. And if you are watching this live, go ahead and let me know in the comments where you are watching, where you are tuning in from. If you are watching the replay, can you put hashtag replay and go ahead and tag a friend that's supposed to be in here, any author, because we are getting ready to jump right on into it. You know, I'm gonna invite everyone to come on in and join us. And see if I can get everyone all up on in here. Let's see if I can make a comment. Let's see. Here we go. And watch. We are getting started. All right. So we're letting everybody know. Okay. All right. So you are watching from Atlanta. Hey, Lanice. How are you doing? Hey, Daphne, how are you doing? All right, let me just go ahead and jump right on into this. So, for those of you who do not know me, I am the founder and CEO of Beyond the Book Media, and it is a company that does quite a few things. So, the first thing we do is that we help authors write books in 7 days or less. The next thing that we do, we can help you publish it. We have full service publishing for indie authors. And then also we have marketing and agency services. So for the more VIP high-end client, we can manage your brand and aspects of your brand surrounding your book. For 6-month retainers, we do offer that, and we offer ghostwriting services. So we are a full service uh, agency for brands, authors, and entrepreneurs. Now, if you're interested, look, I have room on my calendar. If you're looking to get more information and insight on your book, marketing, and how you can grow your brand with it, you can click the link. I put the link in the comment section about scheduling a consult. All right, let me go ahead and jump on into this because I got stuff to do today. How y'all doing? Again, as you are coming on in, say hello. I love for this to be interactive, and we're gonna go ahead and jump right on into it. So, how to cash in on your story. I have 3 quick points. Not going to be before you long. So go ahead and take out your pen and paper because I'm about to give y'all the goods. All right. So the first thing you need to do, the first thing you need to do, and this is one thing that is often neglected. Okay. I believe that if you do this thing, you can get this information from Holy Spirit. But the first thing you need to do is you need to tell the story that the people need for this season. Okay. The first thing you need to do to cash in on your story is you need to tell the story that the people need for this season. Okay. Now, why is that important? Sometimes, we get to writing a book and we're just like, I just feel like I should write a book about this. I just feel like I should write a book about that. Right. And that's good and that's cute and all, right? Because you could be writing a book that's not for this season. That's not for what the people need this season. That's why we do a process called Holy Spirit led writing, in which you go tap into God, you go tap into Holy Spirit and be like, hey God, what book am I supposed to be writing right now? See, many people, many authors are guilty of writing books that nobody needs right now, or that are not assigned to your prosperity, or not assigned to increase in this season that you're in. So you need to write the book that the people are in need of in this season. Now, some of you are probably like, well, how do you know the difference? Okay, so I'm pretty sure many of you have different types of books that God has given you. You have many things that you could write about. You are multifaceted and multi-talented. Okay, so you're probably trying to figure out, okay, should I write this book? Should I write that book? And if you tap into God, He's going to tell you, He's going to say, hey, I want you to write a book on XYZ. Now, maybe you're like, well, I don't really know if I hear God. Okay, let me tell you this. I want you to think about what is happening in your current climate. What are they talking about in the news? What are people Googling? What have people asked you a whole bunch of questions about? What do people say? How do you do this? Or, can you tell me about your experience this way? Or can you talk to me about how you overcame this, or how you started or launched this, or what made you go into that? When you start telling those stories, right? That is what the people need for this season. So for you, for those of you who are just coming in, we're talking about how to cash in on your story. And I have 3 points. And the first point was tell the story that the people need for this season. I'm telling you, I just helped many of you realize why you haven't made the sales that you need to make. So it's okay. It doesn't mean that the book you wrote is wasted. It means maybe your book was for another season. You're trying to do all this marketing and all this effort for something that God is like, yeah, I mean, you got it, but that wasn't really the book I told you to write. But then if you write the book that people need this season, the book that people are Googling, the book that people are like, I need to understand, right? And that's where many of you guys, you know what, is getting into my second point. My second point, all right. My first point was tell the story that the people need for this season. My second point is get confident in telling your story. Okay. And I know y'all are like, okay, how is this going to help me? I'm about to tell you how it's going to help you. If you're not confident in telling your story, then you won't sell your story. If you can't tell your story, you won't sell your story. So confidence is actually one of the number one tools, number one ways that you can become a bestseller, because you're going to speak about it. Then you'll have the confidence to invest in it. Hello, somebody. You have the confidence to brand it. You have the confidence to speak about it. You have the confidence to step out about it. So what happens is, a lot of authors are writing these books and they haven't developed the confidence and the courage to actually put it out there. And that happens for multiple reasons. Maybe you don't feel qualified to tell the story. Maybe, someone laughed at you, or maybe you have self-imposed fear because you are self-sabotaging. We're not going to have that conversation. Many of you are asking things, you are asking God for things, and God is giving you the answer for the things, but then you self-sabotage and you don't do the thing because you're like, wait a minute, God, I know I prayed for this, but I'm just not going to do it. And you're wondering why it's not working. Yeah, that's another conversation for a whole nother day. So many of you self-sabotage. So you have a book, right? You're getting ready to, or maybe you've written a book, but you ain't telling nobody about it. I call these secret books. These are books that you sit in your secret corner, you write about them, you might even get it published. And then you be like, ooh, I just, in passing, I might tell somebody that I'm an author. I might tell somebody that I got this book, but I'm going to whisper it. I'm an author. How many of you are guilty of doing it? How many of you have written a book and you're not talking about your book? You're not talking about the story that you wrote. And when we say how to cash in on your story, I'm not necessarily talking about telling your personal story. The story could be what God told you to write in this season. The story could be a nonfiction self-help book. The story could be a memoir about your life. The story could be a devotional. The story could be a book of poems. It is, what is it that God is telling you, right? So when you write the right book for in the right season, that's point number one. Right now, you're already positioning yourself to be of service, to be a solution. Because remember, your book is a solution. So when you tell the right story at the right time in the right season, now your book becomes a solution. And when you start to create additional products and streams, we're gonna talk about that because that's our third point. Then now you are able to cash in on your story. Now, the next thing you have to do is you have to get confident in selling your story. You have to understand it. Like if you sat down and wrote a whole book, or if you've gone through it, or if you've overcome it, or if you've mastered it in any capacity, then you can tell it. It doesn't matter if you don't feel like you are as smart as such and such who wrote a similar book. It does not matter if you haven't made as much money as another author, right, who's writing a similar book. There is a community, and there are people that are assigned to your voice. So you're going to have to be confident in telling that story. That was the second point. All right, this is the third point. Let me know in the comments if y'all are following me. This is the third point. Y'all ready for the third point? You need to create money-making systems to sell your story. You need to create money-making systems to sell your story. And those systems should be scalable and repeatable. Those systems need to be scalable and repeatable. So let's break down these money-making systems um in selling in money making systems to sell your story. So some authors, many authors, they write a book, they put it on Amazon, and then they believe that that's it. Okay, I'm not talking, that ain't none of y'all, that ain't none of y'all, y'all ain't never just put a book on Amazon and you're just praying that someone searches your book in the search title and just lands on it, right? And then, man, you just gonna be rich. Y'all, that is one minor system. Selling on Amazon is a system. It is a way that people can find you. It is a place that people can buy from you, and that they can get their order shipped from you on behalf of Amazon. Y'all, that's just one minute tool. And oftentimes, if you're not driving traffic to Amazon, or if you're not running ads on the Amazon platform, right? And if you didn't even do your keywords and your bio, right? Not anybody that publishes with Beyond the Book Media, because we set y'all up with the right proper keywords, and we put, we do great descriptions and different things of that nature. So that ain't none of y'all. But if you just randomly just put your book on Amazon and you're like, okay, that's it. No, you have to create money-making systems to sell your story. So what does a money-making system include? A money-making system includes, right? We're talking about how to cash in on your story. A money-making system includes, first of all, thinking about keeping the end in mind and thinking about all of the ways that you desire to make income. How can that one story be flipped 11,000 times, right? How can that one story, how can your one book be turned into a workbook? We talk about this all the time. And if y'all missed out on that really stupid low price that we had pre-birthday sale for the workbook masterclass, you missed out, right? We literally was giving you the game and the sauce on how to create a workbook. All right, I'll come back to that later. But you can create a workbook, right? You can create, of course, an ebook. You can create a course, you can create a webinar, a training, a podcast, a community, a conference, a coaching program, a consulting practice. Think about all the different ways that your story can make you money. Now, number one, we talked about you want to tell the story that people need for this season. This is how you cash in on your story. So when you tell the story that people need for this season, your story is now a solution. Okay. Number two, of course, you got to get confident, because then if you're not confident in telling your story, then you're not going to sell your story. If you are not confident in telling your story, you're not even going to sell it. Okay. So you need to get confident. Then number three, you create money making systems to sell your story. So you realize that your story is now a solution. So if your story is now a solution, what are the ways that people can receive the answers to their problems? Think about that. What are the ways that people can receive answers to their problems by using the content that's in their book? Okay, if your book is a how-to book, then of course it's like the next logical step is a course. Or maybe the next logical step is a coaching program. Or maybe the next logical step is a live event or something that helps people walk through the content in your book. So now that you have identified all the different ways that your story can make you money, right? Because if it's in a book, it can possibly become a course. It can become a coaching program. It can even become a live event. It can become something else. There's more that you can do to that story. And so once you identify what you're willing to put the effort and time into, right? This is why I love workbooks and courses. What you're willing to put the time into, then you need to create systems around it. So that's when you start having your funnels, right? We talked about that in Map Your Book Out, create your book and brand funnel. That's when you start having your funnels. That's when you start figuring out, okay, how do I get in front of a large audience or different audiences and moving them through my process and using my book maybe as a lead magnet or step one or the top part of my funnel. So you may find people, connect with them, then them purchasing a book is the top part of your funnel. And then once they purchase your book, then you guide them through different parts of your funnel until bam, they bought your course. Bam, they booked you to speak. Bam, they signed you on as a consultant. And it needs to be, I remember how I said it needs to be scalable, and it needs to be scalable and repeatable. So that means you should be able to take people and have systems and automations to take people through that process, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And then you have to put that process or the top part of that funnel in front of as many people as possible. So it's not just writing a book, throwing it on Amazon, thinking, man, I'm about to be rich. No, it's about, okay, if I really want to cash in on my story, how am I going to make this money? How am I going to capture these coins? Well, you capture these coins by making a system. And so many of us miss out on the opportunity to make the money we need to make the money we need to make because we haven't created a system. I'm going to tell you what a system is not. A system is not carrying books in the trunk of your car and handing them out to people. That's not scalable. That's not repeatable. Because what happens if, for whatever reason, it's raining outside and you're not trying to get in the rain, and now you're not out there hustling books, right? Or you don't even know if the area you're going to go to, people are interested in your book. But what is scalable and repeatable, what is a sustainable system, when you create money making system, is you perhaps knowing that there are so many vending events that have your target audience where your book is going to be a solution, that your book is needed for this season and this time. So then you go and look and you make a list and you say, you know what, for the next 12 months, every month I'm hitting a new conference, every month I'm hitting a new event, every month I'm going to vend. And then you set sales goals and figure out how you can connect with those people and put them in the top part of your funnel. So they're stopping by your booth, they're buying your book, and now you're getting their email address or their phone number and you're putting them in the top part of the funnel. So maybe 2 or 3 months down the line, maybe even 30 days, now bam, you got a 5-figure contract or 5-figure client just because you showed up at a conference or at an event as a vendor where your target audience is. You can rinse and repeat that every single month. That is how you cash in your story. So that's creating money-making systems to sell your story. It need to be scalable and repeatable. Okay. So what we're not going to do is just put our book on Amazon and leave it there. We have to sell our book. I always tell everyone that we work with, it's your responsibility to sell your book. So we just got through for 3 points. I'm gonna run it back and then we'll go to our final point. And if you have any questions, y'all know that I am here for questions. So number 1, you want to tell the story that people need for this season. When you tell the story that people need for this season, then you realize that you are the solution. Number 2, you want to get confident in telling your story. Okay. No more secret books, no more writing books and just, hiding them, right? You're going to actually be confident and be bold in presenting yourself as an expert in this particular area. Come on, I know you didn't forget about come on, be up on here. You ain't forget about Money Monday. Come on. And of course, then number 3 is create money-making systems to sell your story that are scalable and repeatable. You can do it over and over and over. And you want to know the other thing about vending? Y'all want to hear something? When you get really good at vending and you develop a system for vending, you can hire other people to do it for you. Y'all ain't ready for that conversation. We'll come back to that. And then the fourth point that we're going to talk about today on how to cash in on your story is to create your tribe that needs your story. Okay. So what do I mean by this, right? Start gathering people. Y'all know I'm all about creating community. You guys are inside of Write With Me. Y'all are part of my authors community that I created in 2019, going into our 4th year. Over 3 years ago, I said, you know what? I'm going to pull all these authors together. And we've had the wonderful, amazing privilege of serving thousands of you in different capacities. Why? Because I created community around people who needed my story, people who needed my services, people who needed to, y'all want to know what my story was? My story was how to finish your book in 7 days or how to finish your book in 21 days. That was my story. I have a workbook on how to finish your book in 7 days. So I created a tribe. I created a community around that. The people who need my story. So if they need my story, then they need my services or they need my products. So now when I roll out new products and services, right, and I put them in my funnel, maybe the top part of my funnel was you getting a copy of my book. Now you are in my email list, and now we have different products and services, right? If you're playing a long game, ultimately guiding you guys into buying one of our more premium products, which is our one of our more premium products, which is becoming an agency client or perhaps buying a publishing package. So we turned a free book or a low cost book into a money making system. All right. So I just got through from giving you guys 4 tips on how to cash in on your story. Okay. Number one, tell the story that people need for this season. Number two, get confident in telling your story. Number three, create money making systems to sell your story, make it scalable and repeatable. And number four, create your tribe that needs your story. When you do these 4 things at a bare minimum, you'll start cashing in on your story. So, do any of you guys have any questions, comments, concern? I have a few minutes. I told you I wasn't going to be before you long. If you're like Chanel, I would love for Beyond the Book Media to help me with this. Listen, in the description part, I put our scheduling link, and you can click the link to get on our schedule, and we can talk about your book. We can talk about marketing. We can talk about ghostwriting. You're like, look, Chanel, I need to write a book. You can click that link and sign up for our ghostwriting services. If you need that, you can schedule a consult, and somebody from our team will connect with you and give you more information. So I think I'm good, and I think I'm good. I think we're good. So yeah, I guess y'all don't have any questions. Oh, thank you. Well, I'm glad you were able to join the live today as well, Miss Sheila. All right, guys. Well, I think that concludes today's Marketing Monday. Y'all, we're here every single Monday at 12 o'clock. And the whole purpose of this is to help you make more money selling your books, creating content around your books. Again, like I said, connect with us if you are interested in Beyond the Book Media publishing your books or helping you market and brand your book. You can click the scheduling link, and we'll see many of you guys on Friday inside of the Kingdom Scribes network, or a Kingdom Scribes clubhouse room inside the Kingdom Business Network. All right, guys, y'all have a great day. Bye.